who really, kind of said, sorry, can't help you,
In which regard?
With the quarry operation and the trucks running up and down the street all day and the noise and the 7 o'clock Saturday morning and all that, So he's noticed about it, but at the time I wasn't really sure who to go to.
Okay. Well, you went to the right people now. Yes, sir.
John, I live at 173 Murray. I'm not in Harness Estates, but I'm right at the crest of the hill.
Right.
All the pictures in my house are crooked because of the trucks going up and down the hill. And when are they going to start using Harriman Drive as an access? I mean, there was this big discussion before Harness was built that they were going to close Murray, and the reason Harness Drive was built was to divert traffic off of Murray Avenue. I've yet to see any of the trucks use it.
We will find this out. We'll find all this information out. This is new information to us. Yes, ma'am.
Marlene Schlossberg, 205 Murray. Trustee Mathis, there is a tree across Harness Road. It is down and it is halfway across the road. And I keep waiting, when is that going to be taken care of? And it has not been taken care of.
No one uses the road. How would
I do.
I was there the day that somebody from the village was taking notes in his truck. So someone knows the tree's been down since the last storm.
Okay. Thank you.
Is that in effect closing that road? Is that what's causing it to be closed?
It's not.
It's not, Harness is not.
That's not dedicated, that road. That's not dedicated, okay.
Doesn't belong to the
All right. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Tom Nixon, 8 Parkway. This is a totally different subject. I'm wondering, when they do the carnival for the Great American Weekend, they come down and watch kids and stuff, they're at the church parking lot. And then when you had the fair here in the county parking lot, that seemed like that would be a much better location for the carnival as well. Still could be sponsored by the church, and yet it's level. If it's raining, it doesn't turn into a mud pit like the church did. And they should probably be able to stay open later down here, which would be better for everybody as well, rather than having it closed like at 9 o'clock at night there in the neighborhoods.
We considered that, and it was only a temporary solution because they can only give it to us for 1 year because they have plans for that for the following year. So the Chamber of Commerce said, well, for 1 year, why don't we just keep it there? Because apparently they want to build a new county building there. So the county was saying if you wanted it, it was there. The Chamber of Commerce said they'd rather not move there and have to move back the following year.
They could lease it to us for $1 a year.
No, they're going to build something. And I think they're talking about they were talking about a new county building. So they told us, yeah, you can have it this year, but in the future, no. Yeah, we consider that, sir. Any other public participation? Neil?
Regarding the Bank of America robbery, I guess, for lack of a better word.
Larceny.
Sorry?
Larceny.
The village was going to look into license plate reader records to see if they could make a determination as to when the perpetrators entered or exited the village. If I'm not mistaken, any progress in that regard? Or?
That was not productive.
Okay. Are records kept of who's coming in and out of the village that you could actually go back and review?
I would just caution you that anything that has to do with an ongoing criminal investigation is not something that's public information, so...
Okay, forget the criminal investigation, just the license plate readers. Are records kept as a result of the license plate readers of people or vehicles who enter into the village of Goshen and leave the village of Goshen? Are records maintained?
They're not permanently maintained, no. It purges itself.
What's the purge time?
I believe it's 90 days.
90 days? And that's not transferred or anything? No. So after 90 days you have no recourse, you can't go back and... Okay. Also, I was curious if you could list any litigations that are presently being conducted against the village or by the village?
Who are you asking?
Well, the rules say the village court. I can only address the village court.
We refer to the attorney.
Well, I don't think that we're the plaintiff in any litigation as we speak. This would not include anything in justice court. So, Neil, I may miss one, but let's see. There's the We're a defendant in the hedge pad litigation in federal court. That's the one that actually, well, it continues. The application for a preliminary injunction was denied, and the judge did uphold the legality or constitutionality of our anti-target picketing ordinance, but that lawsuit does continue in federal court. There is the Carlin litigation, in which the general contractor for the wastewater treatment plant seeks additional compensation. That continues to be litigated. There is a recent litigation that was commenced in federal court as a result of a Child Protective Service claim made, or a complaint made in the school. There was a CPS investigation, but the village is named in that lawsuit as well. Well, you get through with these things. Is there anything else? So that's the three that I can recall, Neil. Hopefully there's nothing else, but those are...
Okay. And I was curious, could you comment on the... protest permit law? I understand that's been not challenged. Well, I guess it has been challenged now, hasn't it? But it was also the district attorney's office intervened on behalf of Bennett Weiss and had his case thrown out when he was prosecuted under it. And from what I understand, just recently with the picketing up on South Street.
Well, in terms of Mr. Weiss, that was not, didn't have anything to do with that law. It was, my recollection was disorderly conduct.
Initially, though, it was a permitting law. That's what he was initially approached about, right?
I don't know that, but if there was an action commenced relative to our anti-picketing law, that's a village ordinance, a village local law. The district attorney's office wouldn't get involved in that. So they were involved because it was disorderly conduct charge. So I had no involvement in that. And
would you like to comment why the district attorney's office chose to get involved in that?
Oh, absolutely not.
Okay. And what's the present status of that law? Does it have any ground to stand on? I mean, is it constitutional?
According to Judge Seibel in the Southern District Court of New York, it's absolutely constitutional.
Okay. And let's see. Does the whole thing with the Church Park, the land grant, etc., does this mean that there may be alligators reintroduced back into the village park?
That was coming, you didn't know when.
We knew it was coming. I want you to know that in the minutes of the village for the public hearing, it was noted that Neil Hickok asked.
Oh my goodness, what prestige.
Exactly. That's where the line item was for alligators.
Well, good. I think that should be a matter of public record. I think it's disgraceful that we don't have alligators in the village park any longer.
Now it is.
Thank you. Anything else, Neil?
Yeah, I have another question, and let me think for a sec. Can the village comment on Riverkeeper's notice of potential action as to sewer breaches in the village?
Can we comment on that?
It was just in the papers the last couple of days.
Well, I would suggest at this time that we not comment. I know that we will have many internal discussions, and then there will be certainly a public response at some point in time, but I've just got a copy of it this evening, and I haven't even read it yet, so I would suggest to the village board that we not comment at this time.
At least till we meet.
And then just one last thing, the copy of the paperwork that you had mentioned that you would like to be public, could I get a copy of that tonight, and I'll post it on the website?
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
I had a follow-up on the question about litigations for Mr. Donovan, or for the board. And it may go too far directly. Does that mean that I believe that the corporation name was Exelon, the group that bought the, on 17A, the chief... Sorrento. Has that come to a conclusion?
Oh, I mean, I forgot. So number 4 would be the litigation commenced by Epsilon.
And then there was mention of a suit a while back involving the village was named as, I believe, one of the defendants personal injury claim up on,
Upper Murray?
Upper Murray?
That was dismissed.
It was dismissed or settled?
Dismissed.
Dismissed.
Whether it will be appealed or not, Joel, I don't know, but there was a motion indicating that the woman did not have a cause of action, and the judge in that case agreed.